Welcome, Leo and Leo Cross Watchers, to your reading for this week. I hope you guys are having a great week. So we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Leo, I feel like something is about to take a hard left turn, but it actually feels like you may be a spectator, not necessarily involved in it. It kind of has this energy where it's like, I'm seeing you at like a sports game or something and you're in the bleachers and you see these two fighting and it's like you knew these two people were toxic. Some people may have like looked up to them or wanted to be them. And I feel like you're looking at them not really surprised that they are acting like that. It's like you could smell it on them a mile away. I feel like it's confirmation that whatever... I feel like somebody may have been doubting you recently. They may have been doubting your ability to see the situation for what it was. And I feel like it really got under your skin. Not in that like it made you see what, made you doubt what you saw, but it really annoyed you. There's almost this energy of like, how dare they think that I would make that kind of assumption, all willy-nilly or without good reason, without that kind of gut feeling. And I feel like, not that you would want to witness someone else's argument like that, but it feels like it's just confirmation that you were right all along. I feel like you still like don't get involved in the situation. You know what I mean? It's almost this energy of like this whole thing may be happening over here and you're just over here sipping your tea real quiet. It's that type of an energy. Sorry. Why is this important for Leo to know? So we have the Ace of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Leo, I feel like if this situation hadn't happened or doesn't happen in the way that it does, there's kind of this energy that there will be two simultaneous events happening at the same time. And I feel like this really kind of gorgeous opportunity that's in front of you may not have looked as gorgeous without all of this stuff going on. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I hate to say it like this. I would hate to hear it this way. That's why. It's like someone not appreciating you for the insight that you bring. It's like without experiencing that, someone coming in and actually appreciating you and wanting to sit and talk to you and wanting to kind of like, it's like one of those conversations that you have when you meet somebody that you really vibe with, right? Like, romantic or not romantic, it feels like it's one of those conversations where it just seems like really effortless and the two of you are on the same page. And it's like, and when somebody walks by that you have a bad vibe about, both of you are looking at them like, staying away from that. Not in a like you think you're better, but you're just not getting involved in other people's stuff, right? So there's this energy here where like you find a kindred soul. I'm going to be honest, Leo, it does not feel romantic right now. It may not be. It feels more that it feels like it's someone from your soul tribe. They feel like there's somebody that doesn't need to put, parameters on everything. It feels like they don't have to define everything. They're just somebody that just enjoys life. And it feels really refreshing. It's like, in that same analogy, and you're sitting on the bleachers and the two of you have been talking the whole game. And then the two of you get up and go, and there's no lingering anything about it. That kind of like you expected part of it to be awkward or them to want to push the connection too quickly or whatever. And none of that happens. The two of you are just really on the same wavelength about things. It feels like it's something that you start to look forward to regularly. It feels like the beginning of something that would feel really nourishing. I'm just going to get a clarifier on this Five of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. Somebody's going to try to come in and crap all over it. Sorry to clear my throat in your ear. And also sorry to have to say that. I feel like there's going to be somebody coming in. It could be an actual person. It could be, hearing someone else's voice in your head. You may have been told by somebody really toxic in the past that like nobody's ever going to like you. People don't actually like you. They just use you. It doesn't feel like that's coming from you. It didn't originate from you, right? It's like that was a narrative that you were told or heard a lot. And I feel like you're realizing that it's a crock. Or like you already knew it was a crock, but now you knew it because you knew that it sounded wrong. But now you know that it's a crock because you're experiencing something very different than what that person probably ever experienced. And I feel like you actually know that it's because you're a different person than they are, right? It's the kind of energy where as you're kind of growing into the person that you're growing into, which we always are, right? You seem to be able to look back and see how this kind of flawed logic or flawed thinking would have stood in the way of the happiness of people around you, right? It's like you can see that they may have been unhappy and they may have been alone, but they sabotaged themselves into it. And I feel like you're able to here's the thing. I was going to say pretty easily disregard it, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like you're able to recognize this voice and know intellectually that it's not right. It just feels like there may be a little bit of back and forth in your mind about whether or not to trust this voice, right? It's almost like maybe this voice hasn't surfaced in a long time. And now that it is, it's like one of the parts that you are working on improving in yourself. And I feel like, yes, it's important to recognize that this thought pattern didn't originate with you, but it is there, like it is now, in that it's like as long as you kind of keep a little bit too much distance between you and the thought pattern, I feel like it's going to be really hard to remove that or like to change that narrative. So there's a message here that like at one point in time, even if you didn't accept this narrative as truth, I feel like it was internalized. And in that, it needs to be removed. You didn't put it there, but it's there now, right? And you have to remove it. It's that type. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. It's almost like if you're not able to own the fact that it is there, regardless of who put it there, I feel like it's going to be impossible to get rid of it. It'll kind of always be there unless you're able to accept that it was, at one point in time, you did kind of accept. Hold on. I feel like it was browbeaten into you, though. All right, so advice. Can we get some advice? We have the Ten of Pentacles here. Leo, I feel like maybe you don't hear this enough. You did a good job. Whatever it is that you have been working towards, you actually have done quite well for yourself. I feel like to other people, they may try to act like you have, you know, achieved below expectations. But I feel like that's because they don't know what you've actually done. And I feel like there's this energy here that you are moving into you're moving into an energy where you know that you have done well for yourself because you see the proof in the pudding. It's that type of energy where it's like, maybe you've tried to do like a big overhaul of your life, or you've tried to change one aspect of your life, and you put in the work and you put in the work and then put in the work, and you weren't measuring anything. And then all of a sudden you kind of sit down, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. And then you look up and you realize that you did it. So I think I'll leave it there. Leo, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.